good afternoon, and good evening to you guys, wherever in the world you are. Welcome to the Full 100 today, and it's a special edition today. I've got a special guest with me, Sasha Johnson.
Hi everyone, how are you? Black power to you all.
Who you all know. Sasha Johnson is my partner in the Million People Movement, as you all know, and I'm going to be featuring quite a bit on moving forward on the Full 100 when we can find time to meet. So guys, today's show is really about an update on the status of the election, how the election is going. I know the world's engaged at the moment, so you probably don't need me to tell you stuff about it. Those of you who are engaged, if you're not engaged, we're here to decipher what's going on. Myself and Sasha will give you our views on the clips we're about to show you. So guys, without further ado, let's get to today's show. So Sash, as you know, the first video we picked was the press, what's his name, Donald Trump's tweets, which the press are now talking about. It's time that we just put this guy out of our minds, put the foolishness out of our minds. He's tweeting dangerous stuff, which is dangerous knowing what his supporters are like, you know? So that's dangerous stuff to the world as it stands. What do you think before we air the clip?
I just think from the minute he told the Proud Boys to stand by, they should have realised he was a danger, and he was a danger to democracy and how democracy is exercised, especially in America where there's racial tension. He shouldn't be doing that, and Twitter should have banned him a while back. He's now using a fear complex and a distrust that the people have in the system.
Yeah.
And he's using that to his advantage in a time of a global pandemic and economies are falling.
You know, it's terrible. I mean, this clip we're about to show, you will see Chris Cuomo of CNN talk about how much of Donald Trump's tweets have been removed, and he says it clearly. No one else will still be on Twitter with so much crap, that
so much flagging.
So much flagging. It's diabolical. You ready for the first clip? Should we hear the first clip?
Go on.
Yeah. So guys, take a look at our first clip, and we'll see you on the other side.
The president has been up late tweeting. What's he saying? Ugly things. He's saying that he won. It's easy. This is all fraud. It's all illegitimate. And there is no basis for any of it. To be honest, I'm not reading the tweet because I really believe we shouldn't be. I really believe those days are behind us. Not that Trump won't be president again, but I think the days of giving a fair hearing to an unfair statement that we know is over. We shouldn't be doing it. Twitter is flagging the tweet as misleading. When you look at the man's thread, I don't know who else could survive on Twitter with as many flagged tweets as they have. That's the state of play. Let's see if he has to pay for it with his office. Let's talk to our justice correspondent, Laura Jarrett. It's good to see you. In terms of any meat on the bones of videotape, people signing other people's ballots, huge numbers of hidden ballots, all the suggestions of fakery, frankly, Trumpery, real word, anything to prove it.
No, and the courts have recognized that, Chris. The Trump campaign is making a lot of noise with these lawsuits, but the thing to recognize here is, bottom line, is that they aren't going to change the vote totals in the way that the president needs right now. And that's what our viewers should really recognize. This is noise, and it's really aimed at delaying the process.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope you saw that clip, and you probably think, most of you will probably have the same view I have, that Twitter, he's another Katie Hopkins operating on Twitter and really getting away with it and getting away with creating that class divide, because we all know that it's a class divide really, and the way wealth is distributed, why certain people are standing for Trump is the believing in him as a businessman rather than him as a president.
I mean, at the back end of that clip, you notice the justice correspondent talk about all of his claims are baseless anyway. I've seen today, I don't have the clip because it's really unimportant. I don't want to air what these guys are trying to say, but I saw a clip on TV today with them asking just 3 or 4 Trump supporters, and every single one of them now believes there's cheating going on.
Yeah, but what does that show? What does that show about how the system's set up, and when they want to call him out, it's okay to call him out. But before, at a point, they were trying to get the public to accept that this is the president,
that this is him,
and because of his status quo as president, they allowed him to use Twitter as a weapon. He's the first government official that could send a tweet and it reaches more than 8 million people.
84, babe.
Yeah,
84 million people.
That's
That's
ridiculous.
diabolical, and it's affecting the whole world. This is why it's so important. Right, let's go on to the second clip now. Now the second clip we're gonna show you is basically on his speech that he made. And listen to this speech and ask yourselves, are you watching the United States of America, or are you watching the Republic of Somalia? And I no disrespect to the Somalians.
Do you know
I know, no disrespect to the Somalians, and I do apologize if they take it. I don't mean it like that. But
every time, I think what's important to look at is, when will they call this dictatorship? Because every time that the West, especially America, is going to bring democracy somewhere else, it's because there's a leader having the same stance Donald Trump is having.
Thank you.
Yet that leader wasn't exercising
Sash,
it using Twitter.
I called America a banana republic in the summer. I was the first person anywhere to call them a banana republic way back in May. Since I called him a banana republic, I've heard it said 1 billion times since then. But he behaves like a banana republic guy, And I'm hoping that after this election, with Biden now winning, that this whole madness is over. So, Sasha, if you're ready for the next clip, let's show them that, yeah?
Yeah.
Please take a look. And we'll see you on the other side.
If you count the legal votes, I easily win. If you count the illegal votes, they can try to steal the election from us. If you count the votes that came in late, we're looking at them very strongly, but a lot of votes came in late. I've already decisively won many critical states, including massive victories in Florida, Iowa, Indiana, Ohio. To name just a few, we won these and many other victories despite historic election interference from big media, big money, and big tech. As everybody saw, we won by historic numbers. And the pollsters got it knowingly wrong. They got it knowingly wrong.
That's the president with the claims made in the White House. Let's speak to the BBC's Ben Wright, who's in Washington. Ben, do make sense of some of those claims for us, please.
James, well, he sounded very despondent, not President, I didn't think, confident of imminent victory. And he did make a slew of unfounded claims about the voting system and fraud. I mean, he tried to make a distinction between legal and illegal ballots, in-person voting and postal ballots. I mean, there is no distinction between the two. They're both perfectly legal forms of voting, and those ballots are being counted right now. He claimed there'd been widespread fraud with those postal ballots. There is no evidence of widespread fraud. There never has been evidence.
Welcome back, everyone. About that clip, is this man crazy? He's talking about big media, big money, big tech. Like, sorry.
Like, Twitter's got into the election numbers and they're switching candidate votes to their... Oh, come on.
It's ridiculous. Again, he gets to go against the corporations when it suits him. But when they're on his side and they're betting and aid in his agenda, they're telling the truth. And he'll probably come to say, oh, I never thought that they would tell the truth on this. But guess what, guys? They've decided to tell the truth. But when he decides it's a lie, he wants the whole country to pick up now and turn against big media, big money, big corporations. It's like, no. Get back. At the end of the day, Biden visited 14 times to Pennsylvania. How many times did he visit? Because that means Biden was building that relationship with Pennsylvania. Right. He even ended his campaign in Pennsylvania. That's right. So at the end of the day, I think that was about who was building a more meaningful relationship and having contact with that community. But I don't have any faith in either of them.
I know you feel that way, and I really do understand that. I think for me, like I said when we were on Diaspora TV the other day, it's the better of two evils. Whenever you got two choices of something, I think one choice is always going to be better. And that's just how I look at it. I think with our fight that we put up over the summer, over systemic racism,
but I think
Biden will be better for that. Trump did nothing. Trump escalated it.
Biden will be better in the sense of tokenism. I think what Donald Trump did is the racists could no longer hide. They didn't
need to hide no more.
They had to come out and they got a chance to say their piece and the things that they felt unhappy with. And they were accepted not as a hate group, but rather as people voicing concerns. But whenever we've risen, that we've been seen as a hate group. I'm not saying that we shouldn't pick between two evils. What I'm saying is, in the long term, none of them will serve in our interests. Because at the end of the day, I think the whole coronavirus thing is infringing on our liberty. and now people are saying Biden's going to propose a new coronavirus bill. What would that bill look like?
I think what he's trying to do is do what America should have done at the start. You see, we put a lockdown in place at the start, yeah?
We didn't. Our prime minister.
The UK did.
No,
at
our
the
prime
start.
minister didn't for a while.
You've done it late.
Our prime
You've done
minister
it
didn't
late.
go
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the meetings and didn't see it as important.
Yeah, exactly. Because he was
Quite
thinking like
mirroring-
Trump. Because
yeah,
he was
quite
thinking like
mirroring
Trump.
Donald Trump's behaviour.
That's right.
And
until he caught it.
that's why we're in a late lockdown. And who knows if Boris Johnson caught corona? Because if he did, that means they found he had a cure. Or if he didn't take the vaccine, what did cure him?
Well, I think it's the ventilators, because they had him in intensive care for a couple of days.
No.
So I think he went through the same treatment that many people go through when they get it. Do you know what I mean? Before the vaccine come along. But I think we're back to this now. Is, to me, I would every single day prefer Labour or prefer Democrats to Conservatives or Republicans, because they more listen to us, and I think it's just about that.
But they all drag it there. It's all about who's in power and spends all the money, and who comes to bring back all the money. And then once they bought it back, they feel entitled to that position and power.
Yeah.
And that is what it is, because he's going to say he's the best performing president in however long, and it's based on dry maths. That's what it's based on, dry maths. Some of us won't. People are hearing it, don't even know how is he proving those stuff. Is he the only one declaring these wins? Because everybody else, Trump, everybody else seems to have a different story about his presidency and how it went on. And he's a man that's got more than 1,400 cases, apparently.
Yeah. I told them in the car, I was telling them in the car today, the minute he's out of power, he's going to prison. He's got so much cases on his head right now. Anyway, guys, before we run out of time, let's move on to our third clip of the day. And take a look, guys. This is about... Right, this is the state of the race as it is. This was filmed literally about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. So this is bang up to speed with where the race is today. So take a look and we'll see you guys on the other side.
Suspense intensifies as we wait to see if Joe Biden locks up the presidency in the hours and perhaps even the minutes ahead. I'm Wolf Blisser. The former vice president is on the brink of a victory over President Trump as his lead in crucial Pennsylvania grows wider. We're monitoring the vote counting in Pennsylvania and standing by for new results that potentially could be decisive. The presidency is now coming down to Pennsylvania, as well as Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada. They are all battlegrounds where Biden is leading. He just widened his advantage in Nevada. If Biden wins Pennsylvania or two of those other states, he would climb above the 253 electoral votes he has now and reach the winning number of 270. Trump trails with 213. And although he's made some gains in Arizona, Trump's path forward looks very, very bleak. Let's get a key race alert right now. Let's take a look at Nevada right now. Trump's lead in Nevada, Biden's lead in Nevada increases a bit. He's got a lead over Trump, 20,548, with 92% of the estimated vote in. He's got 49.8% to Trump's 48.1%, 6 electoral votes in Nevada. In Arizona, where there are 11 electoral votes, Biden maintains his lead, 43,779, slightly less than it was a little while ago, but it's still 43,779. 50% for Biden, 48.6% for Trump. Now, in the critically important battleground state of Pennsylvania, the most electoral votes at stake right now, 20. Biden maintains his lead, 8,867. A little bit less than it was a little while ago, but it's still 8,867. He's got 49.4% to 49.3%. In Georgia right now, almost all of the votes are in. 99% of the vote is in. Biden maintains a lead of 1,584 votes, 16 electoral votes in Georgia, 49.4%, 49.4%. Let's go to Pam.
Welcome back, everybody. So, yeah, let's talk about the big states that are now like the battlefields for him to get these votes in. He's ahead.
He's ahead
yeah,
on all of them.
now,
on all of them now. Listen, he crept up. Pennsylvania was the one that really made me chuffed today. I am so pleased because Biden's just got so many pathways. All he needs is Pennsylvania, and he's won. Yeah, but he's got Georgia. Let me just tell you guys something. Yeah. Georgia and Arizona are red states that no one expected Biden to chop into, and he's taken them. So he's got back all the states that Hillary lost to give Trump that victory in 2016. He's won them all back, yeah, and he's kept what Hillary actually won in that one. And not just is he taking back what Trump won of Hillary, he's also taking 2 more states of Trump. So it's just a win-win, guys. I'm just so chuffed. And you chuffed. I know this the
Oh,
two.
no.
I know, but to me,
I might talk about this is to create awareness, and it's to get those that did exercise and use their votes to see that probably you made some form of a difference. I'll be looking by to see if that difference is actually made.
Of course.
I'll also be by to have and hold a resistance if those changes and reforms weren't put into place. And at the end of the day, when you look at how Hillary was compared to Biden, and all of them, whenever they needed the black recognition, they drew for it.
Yeah.
Whenever they needed it, they drew for it.
But they never paid it back.
Hillary drew for Beyonce and Jay-Z. Biden's drawing for Obama. Like, whenever they needed Arab, they come. Now he's saying Kamala Harris is the first black woman to stand as,
Vice President.
Vice President.
Or actually to be in the office, because she's going to be in the office now.
Yeah, but a black woman once ran for president in America. Do you not all know that? So she's not the first to do it.
Yeah.
She's just the first to get there and to be accepted being there. So that's
of
what
the 2 major parties, basically.
To say that she's accepted, and even I think, who is she? What does she represent?
Well, you know what the good news is? She's not on the ticket anymore. She can't ever run again. So we'd never have to deal with her again. So that's really the good news. Right, guys, on to our very last clip now. And this clip shows you the 2 camps, basically. You got the happy campers. You can guess whose camp that is. And you got the down campers. And you can tell whose camp that is. So, guys, take a look at this short minute clip, and we'll see you on the other side to say our goodbyes.
Donald Trump out now. Out now, Donald Trump out now.
Yeah, I'm trying to save my toothbrush. I've been sitting here a long time.
Ẹ̀dọ́ ṣọ́gun àkùkù ló wá kú gan-an láti fẹ́ gba nìkan. Kí ló fẹ́ mu? Ó ní kí fóun ní kóká.
Welcome back, everyone. Doom and gloom in some areas, wasn't it? Doom and gloom in some areas.
Doom and gloom, and happy times for others. I'm hearing some old school soul music playing at some places, and I'm just seeing doom and gloom at some.
What do you think, though? Don't you think it's the image of when a certain sense of privilege it's not under attack, it's been challenged? And the entitlement of the system has to answer to them, like, now this needs to be stop counting. This thing that stop counting. When did we decide to change the way elections ran or the way democracy is exercised? Stop counting.
Do you know what was so stupid about it as well? When they're counting, because remember I told you guys about Arizona and Georgia, which were slipping away from the red to the blue. He wanted them to keep counting over there. That's the joke of it. Keep counting in the East Coast. West Coast. Keep counting in Arizona. Keep counting in Arizona. Stop counting in Pennsylvania. Stop counting in Pennsylvania. Like, bruv, get a flipping life. Get a flipping life. Guys, it's been a pleasure having Sasha with us today.
Thank you,
everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed the difference. I've never had anyone on the channel, as you guys know, so it's been a pleasure. Just so you guys know, Sasha's like my daughter. We love her. She's doing great things. She's making great waves out there. It's been a pleasure having you on the show, girl.
Thank you. Right. You can find me on Instagram by TheSashaJohn at the Sasha Johnson. Facebook is Sasha Johnson. Or you can find me on the Million People website. Currently, we're doing some donation collections for the Black Liberation Movement that we've started. So peace, power to the people for having me.
Pay attention and we'll give you more information. We've also got a December event coming up called Stop December. Keep your ears peeled for that. So in the meantime, we're going to love you guys and leave you guys. It's the last show of the week. Have a brilliant weekend. and I'll see you guys on the other side. And you're definitely going to see Sasha again on the channel.
Power to you all. Thank you. Peace.
Take care, guys. Bye bye now.
Bye.